Hey everyone, Kiwi Crypto Miner here. Welcome into another YouTube video. In this video I have tested my Nvidia GPUs on Ironfish, and I've previously tested my AMD GPUs, so I can share the results of all of them across the board. I'll just show you this current GPU that I've got on the test bench here is a 3080. It's a Hewlett-Packard company. I think it's a Dell OEM model card, but yeah, it's not too relevant. It's 3080 anyway, non-LHR one, so it's a bit older. So in the flight sheet for this algorithm, we've got the coin in there. We've got a wallet, which I mentioned in the last video. I'm just using Rabbit's Ironfish wallet because of the difficulties of creating a wallet on Iron at the moment, or Ironfish. So yeah, I'm just using his because I can't be bothered setting up a node just to get a wallet. Yeah, all I want to do is test the numbers so you guys can get the most efficient settings in place. Using Cryptex pool and Rigel miner, so I tested all the miners and Rigel was the most efficient at this point in time. And then inside the flight sheet, the miner config here, we can put in the extra config arguments, and for every single GPU I've put a locked memory clock of 810 and a core clock offset of 400. So depending on your GPU, if it's got specifically bad silicon lottery, you probably won't be able to get up to 400, but you might also be able to go over 400. Pretty much this offset for the core dominant algorithms that allow you to use this undervolting method, the higher you put this, the lower the power usage will be, but it won't affect hash rate. And then the locked core clock is the one that varies for the Nvidia cards on these algorithms that you can do that undervolting method on. But yeah, and then another funny thing is this kind of shows up really badly. If you go, or if you're under 10 gigahash, it shows up fine. It shows up in gigahashes here, but you see it says 1,000 megahash. So it's really confused here and here, but you can see because I only have one GPU on the rig, it shows up fine up here at 15.99 gigahash. And then if we come into the pool, you can see also here 15.99 gigahash. I mean, sorry, did I say the pool? I meant the inside the miner. You can see 15.99 gigahash with a pool. The pool, so it's very fluctuating. So this is the pool. Drops down around, what's that, 14 there? Yeah, so it's dropping around the 14 mark, but then also spikes up to like 20, 25 gigahash with just this one GPU on it. So it's just a bit variable at the pool side, but that's not too much of an issue if it's kind of averaging out to what you expect it to be. Probably just keep an eye on that. And yeah, people like to see the inside of the miner, so that's the inside of the miner screen if anyone wants to see that. Looks a little bit different to a lot of the other miners. Got some interesting statistics here if you need to see any of that, and then we'll move into the results here. So previously I tested these AMD cards and I talked about those, and then since then I've tested all these Nvidia cards here. So firstly I'll just say I tested SRB and it had a very low hash rate. I don't know why that was. I think some other people have managed to get better hash rates with SRB. Might have been something to do with the pool side and SRB only working well with some pools, but anyway, SRB was bad for me. And LOL miner was less efficient and had lower hash rate. BZ miner had a slightly higher hash rate but lower efficiency. So I've stuck with Rigel miner for all of my testing, and you can see all the hash rates here. So the two that had that weird, like, just said 1,000 megahash in here were both of them that went over 10 gigahash, which are these two, 3070, 3080. So yeah, it was kind of weird, but not too much of a big deal. And yeah, you can see the wattage at the wall here. So I've done all the proper math to figure out my system idle and then subtracted that to get the most accurate power draw at the wall number. And then I've got the software wattage here for anyone who likes to compare that, but just remember that that varies per model of card, so your card might actually say something completely different but be using the exact same amount of power. Especially like MSI model cards, they tend to underreport in the software quite a lot across the board, like AMD and Nvidia. And yeah, these efficiency numbers are based on the wattage at the wall. So yeah, we can see that the most efficient card is the 3070, followed by the 3060, and then the A2000, and then in last is kind of the 3080 and the 3060 Ti. These numbers can all vary a bit if you've got different models of cards. Some models of cards are more or less efficient, some memory types are more and less efficient. So yeah, there's quite a few variable factors, but for the most part these should be the most efficient numbers for you. Tested all the different numbers and come up with these. So on the A2000 we've got 1300 plus 400, so that 400 offset. You can try and push it a bit higher on the offset, but 400 should be stable for pretty much all cards, but at least most cards. 1300 was just the sweet spot for the A2000, and then on the 3060 was 1375, 3060 Ti and 3070 was 1400, and the 3080 was up at 1500. So those were the most efficient numbers that I can get. And it is interesting to note that the most efficient Nvidia card on this algorithm was still significantly less efficient than the least efficient of the AMD cards. So we're looking at 0.15 gigahash per watt for the 3070, and then the 6600 at 0.17 gigahash per watt. And the most efficient AMD card being 0.194 gigahash per watt, the 6600 XT. Absolute beast of a card. I love the 6600 XT. It's just super efficient across a whole heap of different algorithms that I just keep testing and finding more algorithms that it's super efficient on. So they are absolutely great cards. And yeah, obviously this is also an AMD dominated algorithm. Not sure that everyone knew that, because there hasn't been heaps of testing of AMD cards on this algorithm that I know of, at least. But I also don't watch every single content creator's stuff, so yeah. Anyway, AMD performs really well on this algorithm, and specifically the 6600 XT, where Nvidia's kind of a moderate kind of efficiency, but obviously yeah, some really high hash rates at the top end, especially the 3080. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for this video, so leave a like, comment and subscribe to support the channel. Also, if you really want to help out, you can leave a donation at the Give a Little page. That's also in the description, first link in the description. And yeah, that's all I've got, so have a great day. See ya.